Hey guys, welcome to the Daily Analysis. Today is December 20th and getting close to 3 p.m. here, Eastern Standard Time. And again, I am going to continue to focus on the euro and pound pairs for the most part today. We'll get into a few others, but because there's a lot of movement in those, I do want to continue to keep those as the main pairs we cover. Now, it is December 20th again, so getting near that period of time where no one's really trading. But still, if you're a Forex junkie, you're probably watching the charts anyway, even if you have no plans on trading. So we'll cover the charts and continue to do that throughout the end of December. And then we'll look for more trade opportunities in the new year. Toward the end of December, I'm probably not going to be focusing on a lot of great trade opportunities, mainly because we're pretty much done trading here at Winter's Edge until the new year. So the analysis is just to cover the charts for your benefit, not really to be looking at a lot of major setups. But once the new year starts, obviously we'll really get back into the trading atmosphere, looking for real potential. Okay, so with that said, let's move into our news and see what announcements we have that could shake up these markets. Alright guys, for news tomorrow, a few things that I want to point out. By the way, I just wanted to cover real quick today too. The unemployment claims came out. Obviously that's the big Thursday news, and it was relatively close to what was expected, so not a major deviation. We did see some really good US dollar news coming with the home sales. Definitely a positive result there. We saw the US dollar gain quite a bit of strength. But the unemployment claims, which typically people assume, the major news announcement, was not a great deviation. Okay, let's move into tomorrow. Tomorrow, the announcements we have are the 4:30 a.m. that's Eastern Standard Time, the pound news, current account, and public sector net borrowing. Again, those are both Great British Pound, which, as we know, is a pretty major mover in the market right now. So that's worth paying attention to. At 8:30 a.m., there's the 3 red tagged hitting at one time. 2 Canadian announcements, including GDP, and then quarterable goods for the US dollar. Okay, there's also a few orange tagged events that are mixed in there, so you can keep an eye on those as well. But those 5 red tagged are our main events. Alright guys, the next thing we want to cover is just look at our terms real quickly and be very clear that the terms are stating that we're not an investment advisor, that we're not a financial service that's registered with any securities authority or anything like that. We're just people here who are giving you our personal opinion of the market as an educational resource. Alright, so please understand that and read through these terms if you need to. I'll go ahead and get it over to the charts. Alright, the first thing I do want to look at here is the pound dollar, and you can see that we talked about this large tail bar kind of pointing through and closing below. Definitely a bearish sign on the pound. However, one thing I noticed is that you don't really know where this level might go, how many times this might get retested before continuation, or even perhaps a breakout, depending on which one it happens. But there's obviously a lot of resistance here, and still high probability for this thing to at least come down and test a level, perhaps the level in this 161.60, 161.65 area. Certainly there's that potential, but right now we're kind of getting this centering or retest of the major level, and we'll see if it does in fact break back down lower. Alright, very similar on the euro. Let's go check that out. Little different situation we have on the euro, because where the pound is still in this level, the euro is really broken out and is now coming back and looking like it's going to retest. You can see that today's bar came pretty close, didn't quite get down there, and so we'll see if tomorrow we get some more bearish movement and get a retest before moving to higher prices. That's really the main expectation I have for the euro. Now the Australian dollar has come down to test this major level where these trend lines kind of meet, and stalled out right at that area, which is not a surprise. So the question, of course, is whether we're going to get a strong bounce from this area to continue this uptrend. I think that is a pretty nice continuation area, but again, with kind of the end of December being here and the market conditions and volatility and liquidity, it's a little tough to make these trend continuation setups or any setups, just because you're not sure about the consistency in the market. So that's kind of a one that's up to your personal discretion as far as how you look at the chart at this time of year, but certainly is shaping up nicely, like just a nice little trend continuation, continuing this upward channel and heading back up. So we'll see if it actually does fall through, maybe perhaps despite some unusual market conditions with the time of year. Euro pound is still definitely fighting this level. We're sitting up in the 81.50 zone. You can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars in a row now. We've just been sitting in a very tight range. And so again, the euro pound, we're waiting for the break to the upside, or of course continuation, or not continuation, but a bounce to the downside. And it's a matter of time before one of those develops. Right now, it's just that channel that we've talked about. The euro odd here is showing a little bit of topping here, right at the 126.60 level. So we'll see if we can actually get some continuation, at least down to our next little level of support here. This seems like a relatively good region for the euro odd to bounce. Whether it's continuing upward or not, you'd expect some kind of bounce and retest here, because this is a pretty big level, all in this zone here. So got some topping action. We'll look forward to see if there's any continuation with that as the market closes tomorrow. Alright, the yen pairs continue to skyrocket, smashing through yearly highs. As you can see, this leg from 125 is just straight up, basically. I mean, it's covering pips at a pretty unbelievable rate. And so we'll look forward to see if that can continue. I mean, it's almost difficult to think about trading. It's gone, 1,100 pips in such a short amount of time, just over a month. And so it's almost hard to think about, oh, can I buy, because you're so steep already. But it's amazing that it continues to rally up, even pushing higher today after a bearish start. So the yen continues to be incredibly weak, and pretty amazing to see. Pound New Zealand also moving up pretty strong. You can see that this spike of about 4 days in a row, very bullish, heading up towards the top of the zone here, and we'll see if it can get there. There's also some resistance in this level. Then you kind of have this downward move that it's breaking through right now, all to keep in mind. So it'll be interesting to see if the Pound New Zealand can keep up this bullish momentum in spite of all the resistance areas that it has to deal with. Alright, and then lastly, the USD CAD. I just want to cover this quickly. Whoops, draw in the middle of the screen where I don't want to. We talked about the bounce potential here from the 50 back up to the 61.8, which we did get. Struggled for a while before bouncing up, but then did bounce right off the 61.8, and a pretty good bearish sign today. So we'll see if this can continue, a good pullback into the 61.8, and now we'll see if we can break through lower levels and continue this downtrend, or if, because this isn't an overall uptrend that we're actually playing this fib off, if it'll struggle here and break the other way. So both pretty real potential and definitely possible. So we'll wait and see what price action tells us there. Again, all the pairs that I covered today, not really going into a lot of detail on actual trade possibilities, because I'll be doing more of that, after the markets get back to normal in the new year. But that's what I got for you today. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you soon.